Ladies and gents, welcome on in to the fifth week of NACE Open Playoffs, or NACE Open Plus League. Today we will be facing off against Carleton University. So we are hopping right into things. This is a best of 5 series. First game to win, the first team to win a total of 3 games will take home the crown. A fun fact about tonight's matchup, actually, is that both of these teams are seeded 1 and 2 in our conference. Currently, Carleton University remains undefeated in our league, but has the same win records as we do, as well as the exact same scoreline against Carleton University whom we played last week. They also won a scoreline 3-1. So coming into this match, it's going to be a clash of the Titans for our NACE Open, competition. So far, things definitely seem even Steven, going for a little bit of aggression there. And almost a redirect right into the net. Carleton having some very good play coming out. Ooh, small redirect going towards the net. Luckily, a little bit too slow to follow up, but a follow-up from the second player, able to put the ball into the net. Score number 1 goes to Carleton. Kickoff number 2. Opportunity for change for the better. Takayoshi taking an aggressive shot. It lands a little bit high on the crossbar. Bus trying to follow up. Knocks out 2 defenders with a double commit. It falls onto Drebe. 2 defenders back. All 3 actually. But he manages to do what he can in that situation. Takayoshi able to punt it into the fence for Truman State. And Bus following it up, taking a little shot redirect on net, but it is a little slow, a little wide, so it does not land any gain. Here comes the beginning of an aerial redirect to Epic, who just barely misses the ball. That is Epic. I was like, is that spelled right? No, indeed it is not. But that is the nature of gamer tags these days, isn't it? Big Fudge taking a shot on net. It is a bit high. Dre redirecting it to the corner, where Sakayoshi is there to receive and push the ball into an offensive territory. That ball was a perfect center. Unfortunately, a little bit too fast for Truman State to follow through with. We'll see if this is a better attempt. These teams are neck and neck with their offense-defense pressure. They've been taking turns, as it were, going between the two. It feels like both teams are really prepared for this match tonight. A drop in front of net is the most dangerous thing a defender that can handle. But Truman State able to clutch it out. Not worried about it. A pass going to Bus, taking a shot on that. Dre back in just in the nick of time to prevent that ball from going in. A bump coming out, but Dre's still there, remaining strong. Ironclad against the wind. That means something, right? Big Fudge taking a shot on net, but Dre already back, ready to punt it forward as a pass to Bus. Unfortunately, goes a little bit far for Bus to receive, but he still makes use of his positioning, trying to dissuade the enemy from reaching the ball, and gets demoed, matter of fact. Bus with the possession manages to not being able to hit it wide enough, but Sakayoshi's there to follow up, to pass the ball a little bit further deep into the field. It'll hit off the backboard. The Epic is there to stop any backboard danger from coming out. Ooh, an excellent team coordination. Not sure if you heard it, but their communication is on point right now for Truman State. Bus going high, Soccer going low. A little hesitation coming out from the team. I think they were just going, oh no, after you, after you. Very gentlemanlike. Drayson taking a 50, John taking the shot. Does bounce a little wide, but Drayson able to keep it in this corner, seeing if he can do something with it, but Epic denying any kind of presence for Dreyston. Dreyston puts it past 150s with another. Who's at midfield? It is Buzz trying to get something going with this. It hits top crossbar, and Dreyston able to punt it away to the hands of, oh wow, North, into the hands of North. An excellent touch leaves Dreyston with the possession of the ball. Does get kicked away by Epic. Sakayoshi taking possession of the ball, but it looks like North is already in an aerial state, able to get the ball and delay it a little bit more. This is a tight scoreline. Can anything be done on the side of Truman State to get a 0-second goal like we saw last week? It appears not. A little punt to the ground from North, warranting the first game for Carleton State University. I just need to switch around the names real quick. The one thing that you can never predict is which team takes which side. Okay. This is NACE 5, game 1. Let me just very quickly report this score, and then we'll be on to the next match. It's already been reported. This is a very nice team. Excellent. All right, let's do this. Already in. This is looking to be a fantastic series. A display of the best in our division. Little double commit coming out from the offense, but it seems to turn into a passing play. Bus weren't there, it'd be over. And unfortunately, a little gap in the defense, warranting the first point for Carleton. Oh my. Wait a minute. You guys can't hear the game. I'm so very sorry. That's a not. It's... That's not it either. Very interesting. Very interesting. Terribly sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see if this solves our issue. Rocket League. Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be encountering a technical problem of which I have never seen before. This will take just a moment to solve. In the meantime, I encourage you to watch the lovely gameplay of this back and forth series. We are back. Audio issue has been fixed. Looks like the second game is tied. Both teams suffering a lot of points. This game looks like there have been adaptations from both sides, which would warrant a higher scoring match like this. Drayson getting a lovely touch and a quick recovery with the ball, following up with a demo and an even split. Two defenders down, but Epic is there just in the nick of time to prevent any more collateral damage from going on. Bus taking a 50, all that's left in the defense for Truman State is Sakayoshi able to punt it backwards, but big fudge there to intercept. Bus trying to take it slow, gets a dead 50, followed by lands into the hands of Drayson. Drayson trying to bump this out of the way of the opponents, giving Sakayoshi the space to bang it across the field. It's like quite the number of whips coming out, but Drayson able to keep things quite leveled. And it looks like a demo is coming out from Carleton onto Truman, trying to limit the numbers of offenders to give themselves a little bit more breathing space, and it seems to have panned out. Truman State fall back on the defense, and it looks like we're going to have an overtime game unless Truman State can say anything before the timer hits 0. The triple whiff coming out. Big Fudge starting the counter assault. And Epic, the last defender back, able to stop the ball from going anywhere, hits the ground. We hit overtime. Sakayoshi trying to redirect this midfield, seeing if anything can be done about that. It just hits shy of the ceiling and drops straight down. An unlucky corner hit. Sakayoshi, last defender, able to stop it from going into the net. And a solid hit going into the backfield. It's a 2v1. Unfortunately, a bump makes it into a 1v1. Sakayoshi taking a shot top left. It hits top crossbar. Bus trying to follow up, but it gets 50'd with the opponent team. This is a very solid series from both teams. This is the closest I've ever seen any match be. As overtime progresses, the pressure will mount onto both teams. It is up to the team that can handle the pressure the best to be the one to close it out, and it looks like that is Truman State today. The score is 1-1, 3-2 for Truman State. Very well done. Oh, this is excellent. NACE 5, game 2. Hopping into game 3, what can we hope to see coming into this match? Both teams seem to have adapted to one another flawlessly. It's going to be up to who can adapt better at this point, as well as who can stay calm. Once you get into the later games, it's going to be about man versus self. Can you stay untilted long enough to close out the set, or will your nerves get to you? This is the fight that the players are going to have to go through to close out this series. Drayson deferring it to the side where it has a little bit less threatening potential, but Big Fudge is going to try to drop it underneath onto the net. Truman State able to stop anything like that from happening, and Epic here to try to get a big bang going out, but Sakayoshi reading it well, and in fact Big Fudge cut off a little bit. The ball punted into the air a little bit there. An immaculate defense coming out, included with a free demo. A little pinch warranting to midfield. Drayson going for the shot. It's bottom right. Unfortunately, there are two defenders there, and a double commit is coming out. And it looks like a winning 50. Unfortunately, warrants not one, but two misses onto the net. Both defenses looking very tight here. Bus taking a shot. Hits wide. Looks like Truman has a good idea of what they want to do on the offense, but isn't able to quite close it out. Let's hope that they can get a score or two off before the defense adapts to this new technique. So we've seen them exploit it twice now, and it's been successful both times prior to execution, or save the execution. Big Fudge stopping the ball, popping it up high, giving his team a time to prepare a counter assault. Drebe's going to beat North into the ball, but Bus is going to redirect it down to the midfield, but no one is there to quite catch it. Sakayoshi taking a nice defensive stance to prepare for the worst case, and Drayson redirecting it back into the corner. Big Fudge trying to do a 1v3. Unfortunately, it avails no success. All three defenders there to stop it from going on. And it's going to be Drayson taking this up the wall to start an aerial dribble. He's going from the ceiling, so he does have a flip reset, and it is in. A second touch that the aerial defender was just not expecting. Very well done from Truman State. This is immaculate. For anyone joining, this is Truman State versus Carleton University. Both teams are at the top of their division, and so this is going to be a very even match. Looks like a double whiff coming out, and North just able to keep it onto the backboard. But this map will, this game will probably decide the first seed going into playoffs, if I'm to be honest. The CU Carleton University has a 3-0 record, and it looks like the nerves might be getting to CU actually. A little whiff coming out there. As I mentioned before, this is going to be a man versus self type game as the matches progress. And it looks like they're either spacing out a little bit or they have undergone a little bit of tilt. Can they draw themselves back into focus, into a calm play style? Or will they continue to succumb? Fudge able to stop the ball from going any further into their territory, but a lot of whiffs coming out from both teams, putting that ball in a very dangerous spot from Truman State. Luckily, they are able to dissuade it back into the corner. And Epic putting the ball right over Sakayoshi, resulting in a goal not too different from what we just saw Truman score. Just unexpected doing coming out. Beautiful. Us winning the kickoff, but it lands right into Fudge's car, and he goes for an aerial carry all the way to the second goal, tying up game 3. This is a beautiful display of mechanics and ball control. It's like an unlucky redirect warranting the third goal for Carleton State. There's still minute 34 on the block, so anything is truly possible here. I personally am biased, but I am hoping for Truman State to claw this back to overtime, if not closing it out before then. Let's see where this kickoff lands us. Puts us to the side. Sakayoshi has possession of the ball, goes for a redirect onto the net, but Big Fudge is there to stop it from going in. He goes in for a mid-pass to Trace and gets beaten out by North, but Bus is back to stop this from getting any more dangerous. Lands right to Epic, but it's a weak shot. He isn't quite expecting the angle properly. Sakayoshi trying to take it slow up until he's forced out. And Drayston able to stop the ball from being in a dangerous position. Touch was a little awkward for Truman State, but looks like Epic is not able to close out a fourth point. He is able to keep the ball here into a very dangerous position. It looks like Truman's scrambling a little bit, but as the game progresses, they may be able to calm their nerves a little bit and get into the flow state once again. He saved the ball. Big Fudge went for the squishy save, and it does pan out. I'm not sure if he entirely expected that to happen, but more clips the merrier, I suppose. Bus takes possession of the ball. Looks like the blue team is just trying to force out these 50s from Truman State. Looks like we might be able to hit overtime. Drayson setting up himself for a shot, hits up top mid, and it goes in. We are geared for overtime as long as these 3 seconds do not end in a mishap for either team. That was a beautiful display of coordination. Sakayoshi going for that bump on North, which puts him out of position to save the ball. And so Truman State score their third. 3 seconds left. There's a lot of threes on that scoreboard right now. I can tell you that. In this third game, matter of fact. If they can just put this to the ground and start the overtime. Very well done. Kickoff goes in favor of Carleton. Drayson trying to read the ball off the wall. And Bus not quite catching the ball there either. Sakayoshi able to keep it into the corner, allowing Drayson to rotate back in time to go for this aerial tap into a possession. Beating out North, no, 50ing with North. Landing the ball right back at the doorstep of Truman State. Looks like just an unfortunate touch from the Truman State players, putting game 3 in favor of Carleton University, 4-3. Scores already reported. Excellent, excellent. Base 5. Game. This is game 3, right? Yeah, game 3.
Twice in the really that like well whenever I call it like that like I said that's stop it that's like you can't stop it but like multiple times I was like hey Zed's going here and there and then it's still works and it's just like I don't know there's
number 4. Both teams at this point are fully warmed up and fully familiar with one another. This game, more than anything, is going to be how do they adapt to one another to the fullest. Looks like 3 goalies back. It hits crossbar as none of the Truman State players were quite expecting, but Drayson able to go for this 50 and following it up with Bus's touch onto the ball. Brings this ball closer to the net. Unfortunately, it is dissuaded by North. The ball falls into Truman territory, in which they are able to take possession, trying to bang it over into the corner. Drayson going for a little bit of aggressive demos to free up the goalie for Truman State to take the shot. Fortunately, nothing pans out. The ball landing just past the last defender, giving Carleton a lead up in their series match. Their match point, but for the series. It makes sense, right? Bus taking possession, going for an aggressive shot onto the net. Fortunately, the ball was a little bit higher than he was, and that ball is gliding in a danger zone for Carleton State. Epic able to put that ball to use in his advantage, and a little double commit coming out from Sakayoshi and Drayson. Looks like communications might be a little bit further down, but they have to close out this game if they want a chance at winning this series. Ooh. Sakayoshi taking a shot nuts past one defender. North takes it. Up the wall, begins an aerial dribble, stopped by Sakayoshi. Sakayoshi looking like a star player in this 4th game. Truman State trying to go slow with this, trying to take their time with this, but Epic is not allowing any of that to happen. Sakayoshi trying to push it past North, succeeds in his efforts, and puts it on the backboard for Drayson to take a shot. Unfortunately, Fudge is already there, able to punch that ball away before anything dangerous can be done with it. North starting an aerial dribble, puts it over Bus. Sets up his teammates. His teammates aren't there, but Epic is here to take a shot on towards net. Bus deflecting it over to Sakayoshi. He's trying to play a little bit slower with this, but Drayson putting it on the backboard, gets stopped by North once again. North looking like a key defender in this 4th match. Looks like that's a shot on net, lands wide, but, oh, in fact, no. North is not able to close out the ordeal. But we only have 2 offenders up and going. Dreyston deflects it towards the midfield. Sakayoshi, unfortunately, not able to put more power behind it towards net. But that was his thought process going into that positioning. Us taking a shot, it's up top. That was beautiful team chemistry coming out from Truman State. You can see Sakayoshi going up, putting the ball up to the backfield and trying to stop it dead in front of the net. That is the most dangerous position the ball can be for defenders, and it pays off. The score is tied 1-1 in this 4th game. Truman State need to win this game in order to continue this match and series and keep the dreams alive of winning this set. Looks like a little deflection coming out. Unfortunately, it is whiffed by everyone in the server. Oh, this is terrifying stuff. North trying to get a touch on the ball just to send it somewhere that no one is expecting. Now he has control of it, playing it slow until Epic can get there to take the ball off his shoulders. Dreyston going for a dead 50, puts it into the corner of Carleton, who with the power of Epic is able to deflect it towards net, stopped, pushed into the corner by Dreyston actually. So Sakayoshi's going to begin some aerial pass to the Dreyston, puts it over, and it looks like Truman State are taking the score lead. Epic was bronze at one point? That is insane. Welcome on in, Brain Loves. Hope you are enjoying this live stream experience. Carleton is an extremely skilled university. This is the closest match we have seen by far for Truman State. Shout out to you guys. There's some excellent performance coming out from both teams tonight. North getting up for a pass mid. Unfortunately, no one there to capitalize. Is going off the back wall, dropping straight down from the corner. Something nobody was expecting. A little light touch onto the ball. Sakayoshi able to dismiss it. Dreyston going to start with an aerial dribble. Looks like he was trying to force out options from the offenders by holding onto it for as long as he could. A hard shot coming out. Sakayoshi just there in the nick of time to deal with it. Looks like Dreyston passing to Sakayoshi, but getting beaten out by Big Fudge. Big Fudge trying to pre-jump in order to stop the ball dead 50. It succeeds. Unfortunately, the shot is a little bit wide. Dreyston trying to do some crazy tactics with it. 3 seconds left on the clock. Their only goal is to put this into the ground, and indeed they succeed. We are going to a 5th game for Truman State. This is so good. 2-1 for Truman.
But melee.
This is NACE 5 game 4. Oh, this is exciting. Let me just change the series score real quick. This is the last and final game tonight. I hope that it be the closest that we've seen. At this point, we've seen the best of each team. We've seen the worst of each team. What matters now is what they can put forward at this point. Once you get to game 5, it is a test of endurance. It is a test of mental stability. It is a test. It's a test of a lot of things at this point. It's also a test of consistency. That's the last one. Looks like 2 Truman State members locked up into this corner. Sakayoshi not able to do anything with this position, but Dreyston able to launch a counter assault. Dissuaded by Epic, but it is reset up by Bus. And Big Fudge dropping the ball just past Sakayoshi, and looks like it's going to warrant Carleton their first goal. Second goal, I want to see this be a quick goal for Truman State to even things back up. To make this as even a game as possible, as early on as possible, would make it the best Game 5 from any series I've seen. North being able to save that ball in the nick of time, but Bus able to slot it into top left as it's being saved. Would you look at that? Just as I had prescribed. That's one thing off the checklist for a good Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's a close game all the way through. A healthy alternative is a comeback from a low scoreline. Big Fudge redirecting it towards net. Drayson there to say no thank you. Looks like a double commit coming out, but it does save the ball, and Bus trying to get a dead 50 towards midfield. Another 50 coming out. North setting up Epic for an aerial shot and is a little bit weak using the side of his car body instead of the front, and looks like Drayson able to fake out one defender, but not all three. Dead 50 puts this into the favor of North, who's able to doink it towards the net. Sakuyoshi dismissing it to the side. Another shot on net, Soccer already there for it. Looks like Big Fudge tried to get a read and hit a double tap off of Sakuyoshi, but unfortunately to no avail. A wide shot, oh, and an epic save coming out from Truman State. The pressure is at its max. We are at a Game 5 against the two Titans in the division that we are playing in. I don't know the specific number, I do apologize. But that was a lot of net cover right there. It looks like Bus slamming it to Drayson, who's redirecting it just shy of top left corner. Though the attempt is appreciated, a little double commit coming out, opening up the net. No one is at the net right now. And looks like Sakuyoshi going for a pass to Drayson, but no avail. Big Fudge accidentally redirecting it back into his own corner. Drayson unfortunately not being able to do anything from the aerial position. Maybe a bit shy of boost, perhaps. Let's go, Truman. My hometown. Yo, let's go, Cheese. Welcome on in, my dude. This is a dead even Game 5. We couldn't ask for anything better. The pressure is at its max. The tension is surmounting with each passing second. Carleton defense. Oh my goodness. Shout out to the crowd. You guys are making this an amazing night. $10 riding on Truman. Hey yo, this is Drayson. He's our highest ranking member. He just peaked Grand Champ 3 not too long ago. But looks like Bus trying to go for a little bit of possession there. Save a lifesaving. Good banter. 10 out of 10 would rate. Drayson last defender back. Ooh, trying to go for a dead 50. It is going to bounce a little wide, but can North deflect it? Ooh. 250s coming out, and looks like Drayson as the defender is going to start taking possession of the ball. He's going to make for a pass. No. Sakuyoshi going for a demo instead. Unfortunately not going anywhere. Bus getting a read on the push out for North on the ball. Looks like Epic did not have his flip there, so he wasn't able to get too much power behind it. And so the ball falls into the hands of Epic. Once again, starting to launch a counter assault. He misses the tap, unfortunately, and the ball falls into the hands of Sakuyoshi. Big Fudge able to redirect it back out midfield. There is a lot happening. At this high rank, like, you can talk as fast as you can. Still, not all the information is going to get conveyed. Ball falls into the hands of Drayson. Looks like Bus going for a bump. He's trying to read it, but Epic able to cover what I believe North wasn't able to. Whew. Just an epic amount of offense coming out from both teams. The ball is in the corner, not much danger can come from that. So Drayson's going to take his time and wait it out. It's like a little demo coming out. Who demoed whom? It looks like Bus demoed someone from Carleton, and Drayson able to punt the ball over. A ball set up mid for Bus, puts it down. Drayson trying to get a team pinch going on there. It looks like we're landing ourselves into overtime Game 5. Truman is going to be first up for defense. Game 5 overtime is going to have quite the quite the tax on the mental. Everyone's got to play to their perfection. Oh, a lot of whiffs coming out there. Anything could have happened from that. Looks like a hard hit coming out from both teams. An epic there to receive it, but Bus is also there to catch it. Bus taking it up the wall, but Big Fudge there to intercept, trying to go for a two-touch, but Drayson's already there to pop it up. North getting a touch onto the ball, and Epic there to follow through actually, and North able to read Sakayoshi's touch on it to warrant him a little bit more offensive pressure for Carleton, but unfortunately no avail, nothing to pay out from it. Little demo easing the amount of offense coming out from Carleton, and now Drayston on the attack. Wins the first 50, bounces wide of the net, but Sakayoshi here to try to put it back into center field. Big Fudge denying any request of the sort. Little pinch riding low, pushing it high over the second defender. Fortunately, does go a little bit too far. And that pinch may... Oh, nope, lands a little bit wide as well. No, so close, TSU. This has been a very close set. Closest one I've ever seen for Truman State. This is quite the worthy adversary, sorry. It's like a big pass mid, Big Fudge taking possession of the ball, opting to bang it instead of catch it. It's like, what can he set up here? We are nearing our second minute of overtime. Both teams not budging an inch. All it's going to take is one slight hiccup from either team, and this might be it. Unfortunately, Drayson slightly out of position to capitalize off that. And Bus, first defender back, hits it a little wide, pops it up, where Big Fudge is able to redirect it past the corner. A little whiff coming out from Drayston. Fortunately, no one was expecting it. Takayoshi starting a dribble, puts it over one. Two defenders, Epic last back, able to catch it. Drayston putting it over top net. Is there going to be any defender back? Bus! Unfortunately, it does land a little bit wide, but Drayston able to reconvene, pass it over to Sakayoshi, who's going to maybe redirect it to Bus, but unfortunately, no. Goes for an aerial carry instead. Sakayoshi trying to keep this here, costs him his life. Is it worth it? Bus centering it for Drayston, taking a shot on net, top right, and it is in! We have a comeback of the century. Cheesy, your $10 is rewarded back to you. Closest set by far. After 3 minutes of overtime, we have finally come to a conclusion, and it is Truman State who comes out on top. This was an incredible match. Shout out to Carleton State for putting up the greatest match performance that we have ever played against inside of NACE. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This has been Truman State Rocket League Esports signing off. I hope you have a wonderful night. Good night. Also, stay tuned this Thursday as our Smash teams are up to compete in NACE. Varsity Plus is going to be a very epic series. I hope to see you there. Goodbye.